guys, James here. Today I'm going to be reviewing Makita's new 36 volt brushless drop saw. This one takes 2 batteries, and in the moment I've got 2 of their highest batteries, which are the 5 amp hour. What you'll see in this video is we're going to be doing a run test, so I'm going to get some 90 by 35 framing timber and see how many cuts we get out of these dual batteries that are fully charged. And then I'll come back, I'll tell you a little bit about the saw, show you some of the features and some of the functions, and let you know how it's performed. Alright, so let's get into it. So we'll get this tested now and see how many we can chop out of it. My periscope feed just dropped out, so I had to set it up again. Like I said guys, good chance if you ever jump onto Periscope and you want to see this thing go live, check it out. Otherwise you've got to wait a couple of weeks for me to get to the editing and get it all done, so quick way to do it. I'll just give it a little minute, but I think that might be it. Battery's a little bit warm, but not hot. That's actually quite good, I'm surprised. Nope, that's all she wrote. Okay, so there you go. Saw's just finished. Batteries are depleted. I've checked it a couple of times, and we've got 423 cuts out of those 2 5 amp hour batteries. So that's pretty impressive. That's a lot of cuts. So what I'll do now is tell you a little bit about the saw and some of the features. Okay, so I've done the test. Now, what are some of the functions of the saw? Well, you've got your standard 45-degree operation at the back here. If you loosen this handle, then the saw will flip 45 degrees over one way. Again, I don't know why these smaller saws only go 45 one way. It'd be great if they went 45 both ways. Just makes it easier if you're working on doing a fit out and you've got miter cuts on your skirtings or your architraves and stuff like that. But here's what it is, 45 one way. You've got this dual slide at the back here, so it slides out one motion there, and then the top part then slides out. I don't know what to think of that, to be totally honest. It's supposed to be better, it's supposed to be more rigid so that it doesn't have one long arm and doesn't flex. But I'll show you a close-up here in a sec, and it's actually chopped a little bit out of the plastic in the guide here when I was doing that cut. So I'd say that there still is a little bit of movement in this. Not a lot, but maybe I was just going too hard at it, or you know, flexing it around too much. But I'll show you that now. So you can see here in the plastic guide, it's actually got chop marks out of the side here. It does start off at about 4 mil up here and ends up being about 6 mil down here. So to me that's indicated that the saw has moved quite a bit in some of those cuts that I was doing. So not sure how accurate it is with being stable, but time will tell. The saw has these guides that pop in to each side. What I don't like about that is that they don't slide all the way in. Some of the other saws that we've got, or some other models, some other brands, they can actually slide all the way back in under the base of the saw. But because it only goes in 10 millimeters or so, I find those really flimsy. I was doing the saw cut test then, and the one on this side especially actually sits down lower when you put pressure on it than the table itself. So it kicks your timber up so it doesn't sit flat on the guide. So to me these are quite useless, I'll be totally honest. You have to, if you want to pack the saw up, you just basically have to pull those out and, you know, hook them over the handle or something like that. But to me that's just, yeah, not the best. On this side of the saw you got your standard depth adjustment, so you can basically pull this in and out, wind that up or down depending on how many millimeters you want to trench a cut through some timber. Got your locking support here. If you want to clamp some timber down. The runners in these are supposed to be pretty good quality. It's supposed to be all ball bearings inside here. So apparently some of the other makes and models can have felt inside there and it's not as good and won't last as long. So with Makita, you know, it's always usually built pretty well with things like that in the saw itself. The big plus with this one is 57 revolutions per minute. That's it's quite powerful, this saw. Now basically just cuts through timber like butter and it doesn't feel like it's straining at all. So yep, that's a good plus for this saw. Down on the saw you've got all your standard locking, 45 degrees one way. This side has got your overcut. You can actually go up to 55 degrees. I think it'll actually cut there. safety feature on the trigger, push that in, and clip the trigger over. Won't do it without that clipped in. It's got quite a nice handle, it's got a good feel to that. I actually like the upright handle versus the side handle, so that's a good one for me, but that's just a personal choice. Alright, so there you go guys, there's the saw tested. There's some of the features. Some positives, some negatives. The negatives are these crappy little side supports. To be honest, they may as well not even be there. They're just a little bit flimsy and they don't slide away, so they'll probably just end up getting chucked into the back of the truck and getting lost or not used again. Positive, 5,700 revolutions per minute. That's awesome. It's a pretty powerful saw, so it actually chops through the timber just like butter. Very powerful. So quite impressed with that. 423 cuts out of the 2 batteries. That's really good. You could use that for probably a week on end without this thing going flat. Jury's still out on the dual slide, whether I like that or not. Might have to check back in a couple of months time and let you know about that one. But yeah, we'll see. Seems to work okay, but don't know how accurate it is and I don't know how strong it's going to be, but time will tell. So there you go guys, that's the review. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, like or subscribe, give it a thumbs up. I'll catch you next time. Cheers guys.